Good evening, good evening. This is Kringle Kim, the TVC broadcast, TVC Kringle, and welcome. It is Thursday, September 20th, 2018, and our TVC Kringle community is moving right along. And I just wanted to welcome you all and talk about our mission statement, why we're all here. So Kringle is a private digital currency embraced by the billion coin community. For our private agreement, Kringle has a significant value today and will only increase in value with each new member that joins us. Kringle is completely detached from the public coin market and the currently established scarcity-based monetary system forced upon us by the elite ruling class. Kringle is based on abundance, not on artificial scarcity. Those who choose to join the TVC community understand the TVC vision and mission of reaching 1 billion members and ending poverty globally. They also understand that in order to achieve our objectives, our members must be proactive in learning from our educational blog and sharing Kringle via our cash flow system. So together we can achieve abundance for all. And it's great to be part of a private peer-to-peer community where, we're kind of a global family tree. So today's blog post was a very interesting one from admin, September 20th, 2018. Sponsoring merchants does offer the TVC community the shortest path towards our objective. And of course, our objective is to, in the distribution phase, is to reach a billion, to have 1 billion members, to reach 1 billion people that want to be part of our community. And the other objective is, I believe when there's 1 billion of us, we can kind of make our own rules. Our own things within the TVC community. We can, already we are buying and selling TVC from each other. And this will go to where we're using TVC as the currency. Sorry, there's something weird on my computer. There we go. So anyway, in the past, talked about the bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge. There's the gold. Each member is worth a grain of gold. So at the one side, we have the distribution phase, which we are still in. And that's when TVC Kringle was created and reaching out to people. And as we cross the bridge, which is the massive growth campaign that is our goal for the next 2.5 months, say, at least for the next 2.5 months, probably longer. But our goal is by the end of November to reach 1 billion members. And the blog says, reaching our objective of 1 billion members has always been within reach since the idea of TVC was conceived. The only question is, how fast can we reach that number? Humanity needs to upgrade what it uses as a medium of exchange for goods and services. The current system, where a few have so much power over everyone else, has proven over and over again that few cannot be trusted with such power. Study the comparison below to see what I mean. So, excuse me. So, of course, we go on. If you go to this blog, go to your Kringle.cash back office and go to education. And this blog is there on comes right up on today's education, under the education tab. So again, it's called Sponsoring Merchants Does Offer the TVC Community the Shortest Path Towards Our Objectives. And of course, it's called Common Sense, which I think it's cute, because in a way, a cent is to $1, a US dollar, like a Kringle is to a TVC coin. So and also, you know, the common sense. Have you noticed the whole world is rethinking the nature of money? And what type of money do you want? Well, if you're at the blog looking at this, it has both choices. But right now, the money created by banks and controlled by governments, um, it's not working out so well, at least for a lot of people. It's designed to enslave humanity. It's thousands of years of proof that corruption takes over its use. It's built on the principle of scarcity. It lacks transparency. It's a source of perpetual poverty of the masses. Enables rule by force, very expensive, tendency towards slow-moving circulation, and systems are too complicated for the average people to understand. And I know years ago I learned about the power of 9. And this has been going on, at least in the United States, for the last few years. I don't know, probably started 8 years ago, 9 years ago. But, the US dollar is no longer based on gold, so it's considered a fiat currency or a faith-based currency. We have faith that it'll be worth something. And, of course, our Federal Reserve, which is a private institution, it's not a government institution, it's a private institution, but there is some government, there is some government people that oversee it, kind of make sure, they're doing everything right. But basically, it's owned by the big banks and the powers that be. And for the last, probably, I don't know about the last year, but they probably still are doing it. They were artificially keeping our interest rate low because they were printing like $40 billion of what I call funny money every month. And of course, as you loan it out to the bank only has to hold on to 10% of that, and it can loan out the other 90%, and so on and so forth. And so it ends up being more than $40 billion a month of funny money. It ends up being more like $360 billion a month of funny money. And of course, that's how they control they kept the interest rate artificially low. And now, they're the ones determining what the interest rate is going to be and things. And of course, they've started raising it in the United States because now that the economy is supposedly good, but they artificially kept it low, I feel, to further, you couldn't save any money, so you couldn't save for your retirement or anything. I think the interest rate on a savings account was 0.05%. And, they're just enslaving, the people, the hardworking people, at least the people that had jobs, into, you couldn't save any money. And yeah, the interest rate was low, but that is a form of artificial scarcity too, because in a minute they can raise the interest rate and you can't afford your credit card payments anymore. Maybe if you have a balloon loan on your house, you can't afford your loan on your house anymore. And that has happened to a lot of people, especially the last 10, 15 years, with going through foreclosures and everything else. So that to me just told me I don't want anything to do with this. So, it was scary. It's very scary. It can collapse in a moment. So what type of money do I want? I want money of the people and managed by a trustworthy community of people. And of course, here I'm talking about the TBC Kringle community. And it has been designed to free humanity. It inhibits corruption. It's built on the principle of abundance. It's very transparent. It will end global poverty. It's not used as a form to rule the people. It's very economical. It promotes fast-moving circulation. And the system is so simple for anybody to understand. Nobody needs a college degree or any kind of special education, except for we have a wonderful cash flow coaching class. Anybody can do it. You don't need a special kind of education, but it is good to have an education of what TDC Kringle is all about, what the mission is, how to share it, how to do the steps in the cash flow system. So first of all, the alternative cryptocurrencies in the world today, TBC is the only one completely free of the banking manipulation and force of government. TBC has already created abundance within a world that has only known scarcity. TBC is a clear choice moving forward. We have had our trials and a pattern of overcoming them, and we are stronger now than we have ever been. It's time to speed up the growth within the TBC community. And of course, this is when we're talking about the massive growth campaign. And if you go to the blog and you see the picture of the exponential, the different speeds of exponential growth, the one on the far right in the red box, that's the goal we're achieving. And it amazes me because each one of us could affect 1 billion people ourselves. So there could be many more than 1 billion people in TBC Kringle. So merchants can play, because this is once we reach 1 billion members, then we want to be able to share it with everybody. Use it as a form of currency. So this is, merchants can play a key role now in speeding up community growth, but not in the way you may be thinking they will. Too many of you in the TBC community only see what a merchant can do for you. You want more merchants to accept TBC Kringles for payment. You want merchants to accept 100% in TBC Kringle for their goods and services. My dear friends, those are not reasonable expectations. Don't you see that merchants are smart business people? Merchants operate their businesses on revolving cash flow, such as stocking their shelves with products they know will be sold, and when those products do sell, they keep a portion of that revenue generated as profit and pay themselves as their means of living, and the majority of that revenue is used to restock the store. Realistically, can merchants restock today only using TBC as payment? Of course not. That is why we need to get to 1 billion members. By that time, TBC will be so widely accepted as a form of payment that merchants could restock their shelves using only TBC. So let's not put the cart in front of the horse, as the saying goes. And of course, if our community is 1 billion members, that's 1/7 of the world's population. It's a major force. So Kringles are private smartphone money ready for merchants to use and accept. I believe merchants can help us get to 1 billion members in about 1 year. If we present our opportunity in the right way, we can help us get to 1 billion members in about 1 year. Please don't go to merchants and try to convince them to accept TBC Kringles as payment. They will not be interested in doing that, as I already explained why above. Instead, sponsor them and show them how to sell TBC as a product. A merchant that can successfully sell TBC over and over again is much more likely to later accept TBC as a form of payment. The new business cards make it easy, especially if you do all of the heavy lifting at first. A decent number of you within the TBC community have already achieved a steady stream of cash flow by following the system. Most of you still need a cash flow coach to help you get there too. If you are getting pretty good at following the system and earning an income using it, then it is time to expand that system to include inviting merchants to join us in the distribution phase of TBC. Small business owners are the best place to approach at this time. Big chain stores will not be interested in us at this time. It is interesting. I know they talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin isn't readily accepted at many places yet. And there's only about 20 million people that are involved in cryptocurrency. And if you figure maybe 3 million of those are in the TVC Kringle community, that leaves only 17 million people that are involved in cryptocurrency in the world at this time. So they don't have a powerful force within the, the cryptocurrency, globally cryptocurrency world yet. But I know it is interesting. I live in Arizona, and they announced starting next January that they will, our county will start accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment for our property taxes. So cryptocurrency is making its way, and this is where we want TVC Kringle to get. So what do I mean by you doing all the heavy lifting? Make selling TVC risk-free and hassle-free for the merchant. Think about it. How many customers does a small business owner have per day? Product-based stores can easily attend to 100 or more customers a day. Same goes for restaurants. What if all they had to do was hand out business cards to make money in TVC? You could do the rest of the work for them. You could set up their Kringle Cashback Office account for them by creating an email account in their business name. You could pay their $10 admin fee for them. You could print up 1,000 business cards for them too. Yes, it's costing you a few bucks to get them started, but you have made it a risk-free for them to give it a try. 1 or 2 merchants will keep you pretty busy following up with their signups. You just rotate from one Kringle Cashback Office account to the next day, from one Kringle Cashback Office account to the next each day, looking for the new referrals that come in as a result of the merchant passing out the business cards. Teach the merchants to offer words of encouragement as they pass out the business cards, like, excuse me, be sure to collect this gift today while the offer lasts. Then, when you connect with these referrals, you can explain how the cookie reward system works, and that encourages purchases of at least $100 in Kringles. You can meet these referrals at the merchant location and complete a $100 cash transaction. 50% of that will go to the merchant as your partner. Of course, the merchant will catch on and will also want to purchase at least $100 from you. And when they do, you will keep 100% of that as your personal sale. If every merchant was approached this way, why would any of them say no? Passing out business cards from the cash register is so easy to do, and each time they do it, it could bring in $50 of new revenue to them. Also to yourself. It's what I call a no-brainer. When merchants find it easy to sell TVC using the business cards, then they are highly likely to at least accept 50% TVC Kringle right 9 months from now. You will be surprised at how fast we go from 100 million members to 1 billion members. I bet the distance between those achievements is only 60 days. And the thing is, the great part about inviting the merchants to be in TVC Kringle is that when we get through our massive growth campaign, we already have the merchants at hand. And I know when I was reading this blog, I'm thinking, we already live in communities around the world. And, many of us have small business merchants in our towns. And they're already in another type of community we're in. So we're just sharing the gift within our community. And we can be responsible for the merchant growth in our community. It's really, really a great idea. Admin has a great idea here. So then they're already part of our community. And so we will be sharing our TVC among ourselves and all over communities all over the world. And of course, the best thing to do is to start with small business merchants in your town that you know pretty well. And, they already know you. You're their customer. And if you frequent the place often, they already know you. They, hopefully you're a good customer and they like you and they trust you. And, we're spreading the kindness around and the abundance around. And if you ask them, would you be open to another stream of income in your business? And, ask them a few questions like that. And I'm sure they would be interested in having another stream of income in their business. And then the other great thing is, on the other end of that, as they hand out their business cards to their customers, their other customers are already coming to them because they like the establishment. They like shopping there. I know I'm always filling out, little, like even McDonald's. My dad likes to go to McDonald's and he comes home with this receipt. And if you fill it out, they ask you a bunch of questions about, did you like the service? Did you like this? What do you call it? Anyway, and then they'll give you a code at the end and he can go back and get a free sandwich. So, and of course he knows and he likes, McDonald's. I should probably not. But anyway, it's like that with any of small business merchants, their customers know, like, and trust them. So as they hand out the cards, the customers, I'm sure, will be willing to go home and at least click on that merchant's referral, marketing referral code and get on the computer and register for TBC Kringle. And again, many, many people don't even know about cryptocurrency. But this is a way to get them, their customers interested in it too, because here we have even more members of our community. And for yourself, as they purchase, as they go through the cash flow system, which you will be helping them with for the merchant, they will be purchasing, again, like was said in the blog, $100 so that they can earn some more TBC and cookies. And merchant will be getting 50% of that, and you will be getting 50% of that. And of course, they will be getting the TBC and the cookies. So it's a win-win situation for everybody. And I really think this is a great idea, and it will move our membership forward in that red box. So, this isn't about, like I said, this is about leverage. It's not like you have to go out and find 100 people. You're going to find 10 people and help them find 10 people each. And it's an exponential thing that is wonderful. So within 10 levels in that red box, it's 1 billion people. And we just have to focus on learning to teach so that we can teach the people who we touch with the TBC Kringle gift, so we can teach them how to teach the people that they touch in the TBC Kringle system. And of course, I think it's great for everybody, because the good thing about TBC Kringle too is you're picking who you'd like to work with. And that's always a positive thing. And I think we can all make this a win-win situation for us all, and we know what winners are, right? We are all willing to learn. We're all willing to change. We're all like to start something new, initiate something new. I know there are times in my life when, it was hard to get out of my comfort zone. But then I realized this old saying in the back of my head was the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And I'm not saying anybody's insane, but TBC, Kringle, is a way that if we want to change the circumstances of our life, for whatever reason your why is, you want abundance, you want to help somebody else out, you don't want to feel enslaved by the current money system, whatever your why is, you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone and be really sane. But, it doesn't have to be like all of a sudden you turn into this, you have to start doing all the stuff. Just start taking baby steps. Learn how to master the art of the invitation. Learn how to share the gift with your friends, with your family, on Facebook with merchants, and help them learn how to do the same thing you just learned to learn. Help them learn how to step out of their comfort zones. It's a really new idea to some people, but I'm sure you would all be excellent examples to others of the TBC Kringle community and duplicate the cash flow system correctly so that everybody is on board with the same message. And I wish you much success and a winning attitude. Remember, winning is about willingness to learn again, willingness to change. That's the W. The I is take the initiative to start something new, even a baby step. Take action right now. If you're watching this broadcast, then that's a step to taking action. And of course, in the TDC Kringle community, every day if you go into your Kringle Cashback office and read the blog, click on the education tab and read the blog, that's a step in the right direction. And then the end is, I always said never ever quit, because a lot of times we quit right before we have success. But you'll never know that if you quit. And of course, Zig Ziglar always said, quitters never win, then winners never quit. But then, like I said, another Stephen Covey in his thing said, N is for never, never, but never give up on your dreams. And I think we all have dreams that we would like to accomplish, and maybe a lot of you have, and maybe some of you still have a lot of dreams to accomplish. So have a winning attitude and positive persistence, and learn to be prepared to share with other people. And this is Kringle Kim signing off. Have a great evening. Good night.